Everybody always says that nothing is impossible. I, however, beg to differ. It's impossible to climb Mount Everest in just your underwear. It's impossible to give yourself an autopsy. And for a girl like me, with frizzy brown curls and a face like mine, and hardly a lick of personality, it is impossible to find love. Well, impossible might be a bit strong of a word. After all, I thought it was impossible for James to even give me a second look, let alone ask for my number. But he did. James was your typical heartthrob. His blue eyes that could melt the deepest of frosts. Brown hair you just wanted to run your fingers through. The body of one of those calendar hunks. And a smile that could crack anybody's frown. So, when James started texting me, I was simply ecstatic. It was a whirlwind romance for me. He completely swept me off my feet with kind words, flowers, and even holding my hand in front of his friends. I could not have been happier. Impossible was out of the window, and possible was in, and it was actually possibly in my head. James listened to me like a diary or a journal would. He kissed me like we were in a romance novel, and he touched my skin softly as if it were golden silk. But that was all we did. Me being that good Christian girl who wasn't like that. I wasn't like that at all. For James, he was my first boyfriend, and he didn't force such things on me. I, however, did say that it wasn't impossible one day. I honestly thought he could be the one. I mean, was it possible that that was the way our future was going? That was before I met the real James. You know, the side of a person you don't quite get to see at the beginning of a relationship, but you soon meet that person once you're invested in it. Well, for me, James turned into the impossible. A monster. One night, we went out for dinner and a movie. You know, like couples do. I had my favorite high heels on and a cute dress. James even complimented me on how beautiful I looked. The night went amazingly. And so romantic. That was until he insisted in taking me back to my apartment and forced his way in. James was acting very strangely, shifty even. He took out his phone from his pocket and he kind of placed it awkwardly on the mantelpiece. And all of a sudden, he lunged at me like a wild animal, tearing my dress off, trying to rip my bra apart. I told him to stop, but he just slapped me. And then the impossible became possible. I took my left stiletto shoe off and jammed it into his eye socket. And believe you me, that made him stop. He fell backwards onto the floor and had a pool of blood surrounding his head. My poor shoe, I thought. I'll have to throw those out now. Who knew it was possible to stab someone to death with a shoe? Hell, I never did. Now, the only impossible that I face will be impossible for any other person to hurt me like that again. Never again. Oh, and it is possible to cut up a body if you have the right tools. Now, everything is possible for me and my 6-inch heels. I used my right stiletto heel to crush his phone to pieces after seeing as many videos as I could stomach of other women just like me. The only difference between them and me is I still had my shoes on.